Hi, this is Malcolm Blight, and you're listening to the Crowject.
Welcome to episode 252 of the Crowject podcast. Thank you to our sponsors in Solely Designs, Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini, Trojan Aluminium and ARC General Maintenance. Tonight we'll be discussing the disappointing loss to Essendon on Friday night. We'll go over your thoughts and all your favourite segments and much, much more. If you'd like to hear our pre-roll /segment street, head over to patreon.com/Crowject. Sign up for as little as $1 a month.
$1 a month.
$1 a month, as cheap as that cream. You find it in your car. We'll have Around the Grounds, Beryl and Cecil of the Week, Fantasyland and much more. We may even have some of those in this main pod if you stick around. You never know. Of course, it isn't just me here this evening. We've got Jade to my left.
Hello, how you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, not too bad, thank you.
It's good. We've got Ray to her left.
Hola.
Hola. We have Cream to his left.
You're too nice in the introductions. You need to be like, Cream, what's going on, you fucking poo slayer? Like, not much, mate.
Off hot.
Not much, mate. Good to be here.
Right, I'll note that for next week. And to his left and in the lotion pit, we've got Elodie over there.
Oh, I thought you were
How
going
are you, you poo slinger?
Yeah, I'm going good. It's good to be back. Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
I love this bit where we just pretend we haven't been speaking for about 45 minutes to an hour beforehand.
Yeah, this no tonsil gypsy over here.
Hey.
Well, let me tell you about a time that I wasn't so good. Friday night, Ray. The Crom played the bomb.
Yeah.
What happened?
Football happened, ball bounced, goals got kicked, points got allowed. I cried. We lost 11-9-75 to the Bombers, 10-18-78.
Why does it say Crom next to both?
Mine's in capitals.
My editing of the
yours
run
in
sheet hasn't
lowercase.
gone incredibly well.
I like how next to the winning score you put the Crom in capitals. Like they're the superior.
I just wanted to make it clear that we won.
Yes.
Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Maybe I'm living in a fantasy land. Who knows? Who kicked the goals, Jade?
We have Dawson and Keys with 2, Fogg, Rash, Jones, McHenry, Rankin, Sligo and Walker with 1.
Indeed.
A very diverse group there with the 1 goal, but...
Well, it's 2024. You got to be. He's saying you're against diversity.
No. Let's not get into that. That's not me. So, yeah, look, I feel like there's not too much to say about those names. Are they good to see Dawson back on the board?
Yep.
Very good game by Dawson. So, yeah, he was on fire. I don't know how much of that is due to Crouch being out of the side.
It's interesting.
And changing it up. So, yeah.
I think second quarter he pulled his finger out. It was that one. It was that second quarter where he was like putting them on his
2
back.
snags. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Strapped us on.
Second.
Yeah. When he kicked that, I think it was the second goal he kicked,
He
where
got
he
into,
got paid the free and then he just ran around, got right into, I don't know how to kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
remember
That
what
made
it
me
was.
feel
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Got
was
right into
like, I
his
was
face,
like,
had that
yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. He just got that big dick energy out of nowhere, like fucking Matt Shirvington running down a straight.
For all that, go to Patreon /Crowject to hear our pre-roll.
No, indeed. It's a very interesting point you raised there, Jade. I'll be very interested to see how he goes this week with Crouch back. Well, assumingly Crouch back in the squad. If he can provide that same sort of run and dash and attacking play, which was
I don't know
incredible to
if you
watch.
can mark it, I don't know if you can measure that this week though, because we're playing in Tassie. Has he ever played in Tassie?
Sydney would have played there, yeah.
I'm sure. Maybe not.
He hasn't played for us there. Would he?
Wouldn't have- Oh, yeah, we played
Or
Hawthorn.
did we play there last? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we played
Yeah,
Hawthorn
we
last
played
year.
last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because they were lauding him about his captaincy behind
Yeah.
the ball getting it.
I think he's going to have the Shirvingtons about him from now on. Like, he's got that one under his belt. Like, he's a bit out of form.
Yeah.
But you just need that Shervo
That's
performance
Honestly.
to really kickstart your season.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Caught a case of the Shirvingtons. I like it.
Latest pandemic.
Yeah, we've had a real lack of it this year. Need a few more boys to catch it.
That'd be a completely different pandemic. It was catching the Shervos.
That's my kind of pandemic.
Oh, man.
I got the Shervo.
Honestly, there'd be birds breaking up with their boyfriends because they haven't caught it yet. Like, hurry up and
sending him to linktr.ee and he's in a shopping centre. Anyway, let's get...
Let's move on to the internet. Oh, that's probably not a great segue. So, outwards.
Too impressed. I'll tell you what's impressive.
The gif we just seen him.
All right, so the inclusions and the exclusions from the team. I'm going to go with Crouch first and not Butts. He was suspended. Butts was injured. Ball-Ace and Shoal came in. What are our thoughts on that? Lockie Shoal was an interesting one for me.
Yeah, I don't know that Lockie Shoal's a great sub. He's not a high energy player. So he's not going to, like, Ned's a great sub because he comes in like a Jack Russell and just goes,
and he's closer to goal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
as a winger and I saw him get a couple of touches across the half-back flank. If you're down by a couple goals,
He's not going to give that.
yeah, he's not going to have that extra energy like 40 metres out.
I don't think he played terribly once he got on,
Either door.
but I just don't think he's suited to the sub role.
Yeah.
He didn't stand out. And I think when you look at Berry the week before, he really stood out when he came on as the sub.
I really think Ned's the perfect sub, but without Murphy in the team at the moment and without Rankin and Rochelle full-time forward, you need someone small, pressure forward, and we just don't have that to come off as a sub. Like, it's just, yeah.
If I can be honest about Ned's game on Friday night, I would be happy to see him go back to the SNFL, to be perfectly honest. Don't worry about chucking him in the sub. He was poor. Real poor on Friday night.
I think he did. The only thing I can say about Ned is he got chucked in the second half to tag Merritt, and I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Lost him at one point and Merritt scored a goal, which, you know, you're going to lose him sometimes. He's not a tagging midfielder, but I thought he did pretty well.
Yeah, it was decent. I think Merritt only had, 9 touches or something in the second half?
Yeah,
He
he had it on a string in the first half, but then Ned went and nipped at his heels for a hot minute. And
as for Ball-Ace, I think Ball-Ace is a perfectly good example of good depth in a key position backman.
Yeah.
He played perfectly fine. I didn't have any issues with his game,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's an AFL quality top 8 team.
He
best
feels
22
a
key
hole, but
position
he's not
defender.
a, you're not relying on him.
Yeah, just with Merritt quickly, in the first quarter he had 13 disposals, second quarter 7, then third quarter.
Honestly.
She's sneezing in the corner here.
Tonsils.
Third quarter he had 5, and then fourth quarter he had 3.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
did drop off in that second half.
Yes, I think Ned was mainly there to do that, which, you know, but his disposal at times lacks.
Yeah, it was.
There was a lot of fumbling. Yeah.
Mm.
It was just a pretty ugly game all round.
I'll tell you who was good. Jake Shirvigo.
Oh, yeah, he's got a case of the show.
Honestly.
No, he's stringing together, 4 or 5 good weeks in a row. He's really come back since being the sub in round one.
He'd be leading your best and fairest at the minute almost.
Oh, easily.
Oh, have to be.
He is.
Yeah, I reckon.
Have to be.
Where's
Can
he at?
we talk the elephant in the room?
Who's
Our
the-
new
Who's the
Mortal-
elephant?
Which one of us is it?
our new mortal enemy of the podcast.
Oh, Sam Draper.
Yeah. But can I bring up the AFL's apology afterwards on the Monday? This is 3 in the space of a year. If look, I'm going to give you this awesome marriage advice from the only one being married around here. If your partner keeps doing the same thing and just keeps coming home with flowers and an apology on Monday after they've done something dirty on the weekend, stayed out too late at the pub or had one too many drinks with the boys or whatever, at some point you stop believing them. Yeah. So AFL, stop bringing us flowers on a Monday and just write the problem.
Yeah, just stop fucking up.
I'm not going to say that cost us the game because we were pretty poor all throughout.
And if they kick straight, they should have won by 6 goals.
Yeah,
But
correct. But it's just the apology on a Monday. We don't care about your flowers and your chocolates. Just do better.
And I don't want to say I want to make it. I don't want to say I want to see someone lose their job over it. But whoever the umpire was, he should not be getting games for 4 weeks, 6 weeks. It's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, and don't give me an I'm too scared
Yeah.
to pay this decision or whatever. And Lord knows we've seen it 1,000 times over. There should be absolutely no difference between the first 10 seconds of a game and the last 10 seconds of a game.
Mhm.
As a supporter of any team, I'm happy to lose a game in the last 10 seconds. If the free kick is there, sure, I'll be filthy about it. If you're going to pay it consistently and I'm going to get that free kick if the shoe's on the other foot.
I don't know what you guys thought, but because obviously I watched at home, but I'm definitely going to state this first, not blaming umpiring for losing that game because we were dog shit, really.
100%. Yep.
But I thought both ways that was a very poorly officiated game.
Oh, yeah. You go back to the second quarter and Will Hamill takes 2 steps and gets caught holding the ball. And then I think it was, what was the other one? It might have been Will Hamill again when he was in our defence. He gets slung around in 2 circles, throws the ball in the air and it's not holding the ball.
Yeah.
And we get the end bit with Draper, he just dives on it, lays an egg. Nah, that's fine.
Yeah.
There were
it was-
legs in my way. I couldn't tell.
Inconsistency kills, I reckon.
And do we think there's ever been a time in the AFL where people are more pissed off with officiating? And it's not even just like on-field officiating. Like I swear this gets worse every year. How often here does everyone watch a game and something gets sent for a goal review?
Yeah.
And the commentators on Triple M are fucking losing it. On TV, they're losing it.
Yeah.
It's like because they wait there
Mm.
for a minute and a half while they're looking at the footage. Then they say, okay, yes, it's a goal. Then they have to get the ball back to the middle. They wait 30 seconds and then they throw it up. It's literally been 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like if it's automatically checked after every goal or whatever, then just take it back to the middle of the ground.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you get it there a minute later, the bloke up in the fucking booth in the ARC Centre or whatever they want to call it is surely going to the umpire, wait a minute, we reckon this could be touched or we reckon it's hit the post.
Yeah.
And then if it hasn't been, the ball's already in the middle, just throw the ball up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if your initial call's a point, then I get it, because obviously if a team plays on, you can't bring it back. But if it's a goal, you got time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm not discounting what umpires do because I think it's the roughest job in AFL. Like, we're expecting them to be Olympic quality athletes.
Yep.
And make split second decisions under fatigue, under pressure. Like, they've got a rough job, I know, but sometimes it's just really frustrating to watch a game. Like, even we got some free kicks. So I was like, oh gosh, I can't believe we got that free kick. But then there's other ones that you just like, you just throw the remote in the air and go, what am I like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is happening?
And I understand it's hard also because like you have issues like the Ben Keys decision last year. And then, but then it seems this way, like goal umpires are
Overcorrection.
moving too far away from wanting to make decisions themselves where the slightest opportunity, goal review.
Yep.
To the point where you get people like Jimmy Bartell being like, if you're not confident in your decision and it's that clear cut, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be a goal umpire.
Yeah. My favorite thing was the female goal umpire on the weekend, I think it was, where she was literally laying on the ground trying to see. And I was like, I love that.
Yeah.
Dedication to the craft.
Yeah.
I'm blaming it all on the Has the Ump Stuffed Up Twitter account. Ever since that Twitter
fuck him.
account was created, everyone is complaining about umpire decisions. So I'm blaming it all on that account.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be decisions like this to give us tragics something to talk about on a Monday. Do you know what I mean?
I've
Like,
learned- yeah,
that's
sorry,
part
you
of the
can-
game.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
I was going to
Sorry
say,
to cut you
I don't know if we've spoken about it on here before, but a lot of people again are bringing up the whole captain's challenge.
Nah, don't
Thing?
like it.
Nah.
It's just another opportunity to stop the
Stop the
game,
game,
which
yeah.
is what everyone's getting pissed off at.
Mm.
The fact that things are getting too slow, because like you have situations where in every other league they're trying to speed it up. So like SANFL, last touch out of bounds.
That's a great rule.
Yeah. So that it's fast moving
Yeah.
play all the time.
Wasn't
all of
there
a sudden,
talks about bringing that into the AFL?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were using
trialled
the
it in the
sample as
VFL last
trial.
year, didn't
they? Yeah.
Trialing, yeah.
yeah.
I really enjoy the rule. I think it makes the game a lot more enjoyable to watch.
Mm.
And
But the thing about the captain's challenge is when can you use it? What can you use it on? Because let's say you're going to challenge a high tackle free kick,
Mhm.
but the team's taken advantage because they've got 5-on-2 in their forward line. Are you
Yeah.
going to get a captain to go, nah, I'm going to challenge that
Yeah, just to
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
that.
just to stop the play, even though it was definitely high. Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
And the
it's
other
just
thing-
not a game you can challenge very easily.
The size of the ground. Like, if you've got coaches' challenges in basketball court's pretty small. You've got captain's
Yeah.
challenges in rugby.
Yeah.
It's not that big, but if you've got a captain like Darcy Moore who's at fullback
Mm.
and someone's getting clotheslined on a half forward flank and he's 100 meters away, what's he doing? Yelling
Yeah.
out, challenge, challenge. Like,
Yeah.
like how would it possibly
You have to have a
work?
little flag in your pocket.
That's,
You've gotta
that's
whip
what I
it
mean.
out
You're going to
of
get
the
them to hide something in their sock.
A little
and-
air horn.
Ham. Taylor's onto it.
Yeah.
But like even rugby league, they do it, but you can only challenge
rugby.
the rugby league.
The rugby league.
You can't challenge all rulings. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
only certain things you can challenge. So it's too tricky to bring it into the AFL.
And even with
Yeah.
NBA is the same. I don't think they can challenge in like the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Because everything
So-
gets reviewed already.
Mm.
but-
so for
Which
example,
when you look at our 3 cases, yeah, it would never work
yeah,
anyway.
on the weekend, like
Yeah.
it would be redundant.
Yeah.
Well, moving on from the disappointment of loss and umpiring decisions, what was good? Who impressed everyone? We talked about Saligo already.
And Dawson.
And Dawson. I noted Keane and
Yeah.
Worrell played very well
Yes.
for mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's incredible
The-
to think that the defense
the
is
back-
the
yeah.
best line of our
I
team.
think Nank played pretty good. He's been pretty
Yeah.
good the last couple of weeks.
He's
Yeah.
been very good.
Mm.
And I'm going to bring it up now. I'm going to skip it. Let's go straight back to negative.
Oh.
Just quickly.
Don't stay happy for too long.
Just quickly, you say Nank. Remember a couple of weeks ago when you said against Carlton that we won the game the moment that Nank put himself in the hole and he copped that hit?
Mm.
Rochelle?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's exactly what he didn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For everyone,
I-
for everyone that hangs shit on him, and I understand you're a professional footballer, the people who I think would be most disappointed in the team are probably the backman, because it's literally a backman's job. If there's someone behind you and you're standing in a hole, you know you're going to get fucking hit,
Mhm.
but you got to take the hit.
Yeah.
Does it, like coming from another angle, does it show a lack of like cohesion in the forward line that no one said you're actually very clear here?
He was on his own pretty much.
it was
wasn't
on a
he?
fast break for both of the time. So, yeah,
I'm
there wasn't really anyone
I'm not
nearby.
defending what he did, and I'm not going to say that he was soft or anything because I sure as fuck wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But like, that's me. I'm not built with that right stuff. But I don't like the fact that everyone's been absolutely fucking gunning for him, and the fact that they made him front the media this morning.
yeah, which
And
he
say,
handled
"Oh,
incredibly well, by the
He
way.
did handle it very well, but why should he have to go out there and like justify his pursuit on the football?
Like, if I'm an opposition
20.
player or in an opposition team, I'm giving him shit for that for the rest of the year. Every time he goes up for a mark, I'm fucking yelling out,
Yeah.
"Fucking crunch him!"
Yeah.
If he's hearing those footsteps, because that's what it is at amateur league football.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying amateur league footballers market and that some of them aren't scared too, but if that happened in amateur league football, fuck, they're laying into you for the rest of the day. Like, you're just copping nothing but shit. You just got to touch
Yeah.
or touch it.
Yeah. And if you're listening at the moment, you're one of the weak individuals on Twitter who is like the abuse that he copped on Twitter on Friday night was disgusting.
Mm.
Pull your head in.
Yep.
Number one.
Give yourself an uppercut.
Exactly. Look in the mirror.
Yep.
The people saying he should be dropped to the SANFL, have a look at the rest of his game because he played a really good game other than those two moments. 20 disposals, 13 kicks, 7 handballs, kicked a goal, 6 marks, was good around the ground. 60% disposal efficiency isn't incredible, but played a good game.
There's not really anyone to replace him either.
Exactly.
No.
And he had 7 score involvements. Like he
I'm
had a
worried
really
that he's
good
going
game.
to go too far the other way and he's going to put himself in a dangerous position this week.
The real Phil Davis kind of area.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think what he did was a great look.
Yeah.
And isolated to those 2 incidences, he hasn't not done it before. Like there was the week before he went up one-handed like that when he cut Tex off for a mark inside forward 50. So it's not like it's his first time doing it. It just obviously falls a different way than when he usually does it.
The thing is, you look at it and it's like, is he thinking that he's purely like a crumbing or leading up at the football kind of player.
Yeah, like he's
Because
better with it on
it's
the
him
ground,
going
yeah.
back with the flight that he doesn't like.
I wouldn't like it either.
No, but like
I definitely wouldn't do it. I don't have
I-
the
I-
Shirvos about me.
I would do it if I was on that money.
I wouldn't. I don't have the Shervo in me to do it.
I wouldn't do a Jonathan Brown or a fucking Nick Rewalt running backwards.
I don't
at
think
the
money has
SCG,
anything
but,
to do with it.
But it's like I think it's also a mentality thing. It's like it's every ball that's up in the air, make it yours, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, as we said, he fronted the media today. He owned it. He admitted that he misjudged the second one. He said the first one was, can't remember what he said about the first one, but owned it. Move forward from here.
Yeah.
see what
He's still
happens,
very
but
young as well.
He's a 20-year-old kid, 21-year-old kid.
And just because he's signed a long-term contract doesn't mean that he's going to be an elite player straight away either.
Exactly
So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just was another excuse for the 5-minute fiery
Yeah.
to give us a fucking lashing.
Well, in fairness, his comment on the Sunday Footy Show was fair, I think,
Yeah.
because it was more about how we've built him up rather than his actions. So I think he was okay. He was all right. And I don't often give Kane credit, but I thought it was actually a decent piece from him.
Okay.
So that's that, eh? There
I
we
wonder
go.
what you do to fix that as a club, like
Hmm.
like
I
how
think it's
you
just a
how you-
confidence thing.
Yeah,
Body
yeah.
contact confidence.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like how do you?
He's one of those kids that's come across from the NAB League.
Yeah,
So he's never played senior football before. And I understand that the NAB League's not normal junior football. But there's a difference between
Yes.
an under 18 and Ben Mackay.
I was gonna say, particularly when the people
Especially his
you're
wallet.
going back in the air with, one could be a key position defender who
Yeah.
is 110 kilos.
And can move as quick as anybody out on the field. Like
yeah,
at this point, like AFL players are becoming so quick, strong, fast, mobile. They're actually becoming like weapons in a way. Like some of the collisions are like small car accidents.
yeah.
So I think it's just a body confidence thing more than a
Get
Fix
the big crash bag into him. You know, go and
Yeah,
make
yeah, that's what I'm
training. Like
thinking.
just practice it,
work it. I think,
but also don't kill yourself by running into an oncoming train.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the end of the world. I'm not worried about Josh Rochelle.
It
No.
definitely wasn't the reason that we lost the game,
Yeah,
and people just look at it like that because of how the game ended up and when
Yeah.
it was.
yeah.
There
But-
is reasons I worry about Josh Rochelle, but for that, go and check out my chat with Max Michaelani the other week.
Okay.
Leaves are very open. I write
That's some
that.
sizzle. Is that on the Patreon thing?
It's up on
Had for
YouTube, I
both.
believe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
It's I actually saw a stat on Twitter which I found very interesting, and it goes into our next points. So, Vardy Magic tweeted saying that was Adelaide's 15th loss by a goal or less in the Knicks era. We've won 6 by the same. Knicks has coached 89 games. That's 23.5% of all Knicks coached games decided by a kick, with us winning just 28.5% of the time.
Damn.
So, I
don't-
mean, Nick started coaching in 2020.
Yeah, when he got there though, like all of the players were
Yeah.
in a fetal position, shaking back and forward.
Yeah,
but-
and so what I'm meaning is that I guess in that year we really weren't competitive at all. There was a lot of blowout scores. So you're really only looking at maybe 2021, 22, 23. 22, 23 is probably where more of those wins came in. But I don't know, a lot of people are looking at it negatively. I look at that in a way that, to me, it shows that we're in it still.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. And if you take
yeah.
the percentage of games that we've actually won out of that as well, I mean, we haven't won heaps, but
No,
there would be
there
a
was
number
also-
that we've.
I did see something on Twitter. Hang on, let me get it up because it was up today. So Nick's 29 wins and 55 losses, so 34.5% since 2020. In 2022 and 23, we have had 7 wins against the 16th, 17th, and 18th sides.
At what
Yeah.
point do you want to stop being in it and win it?
Well, that was supposed
Yeah,
to be this
that
year,
was
but
meant to-
Yes.
So I think that's why everyone is so disappointed with this
Yeah.
year so far, because last year there were plenty of good signs and there were a lot of games against those top end teams where we were in it. Like there was 5 or 6 games
Yeah.
last year against the top 4.
Melbourne,
where it was,
Collingwood
less than
twice,
a goal.
Brisbane.
So
I think that's what gave us hope.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And now you look at it and you go, I don't know, the scoreline I think in a lot of cases flatters us because we should be losing by a lot more based on the style of footy that we're playing.
And as bad as it sounds, that's why I don't give a fuck if we beat North Melbourne this week.
We came into the season this year going, our midfield's solid, our forward line scores, and our back line
is a bit shaky.
Enough to.
But if you look at the for and against, if we just go off of points against, we're 5th in the comp of letting the 5th least amount of points through this year.
Yeah.
But we're last in score for.
And we were the
That's insane.
highest scoring team last season.
So the defense is holding up. It's like just execution based, like skill errors. Everyone's like, oh, so get rid of Nix. They've signed him too early. But his game plan works against the best teams. Like we pushed Collingwood twice last year and they were head and shoulders above anybody else.
It's clearly, and this year is really identified, it's skill execution. Like it's 5 meter handballs, it's 20 meter kicks. That's what's stuffing us up is so many turnovers. But
you know what it also is? A regression of techs.
that too.
When are we? Oh fuck! I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but I think this year needs to be his last year. I think if he plays next year, the way he has been playing, if he continues on this trajectory, I don't think he can play next year. I think it would be a liability to play him next year.
His last couple have been all right.
His last couple have been okay, but he also had a very interrupted preseason.
I know that.
So he didn't. Last year he came in absolutely humming for the season.
Yeah.
Whereas this year has been like a slow burn, and gradually he's worked up to it. The last 2 games have been pretty good.
Yeah.
So if he keeps building on that momentum, then by the end of the year, you're looking at him going, that's a pretty solid season. But again, this year we've really been tested depth-wise due to injuries, which we haven't had for the last couple of years.
And to key players as well. Like, your Murray, your Thilthorpe,
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Harry Schoenberg's a massive loss because he's that chaos that we need at the moment.
Do you think Tex plays next year?
I think there's been enough signs for me to think that he will be there.
Not saying that he should, but I think he will.
Okay, do you think he should?
No.
I'd want to see a big second half of the season.
Yeah, if his form was how it is at the moment, like if you take the average of his form over the last 6 rounds or whatever, then I would say no.
If he kicks 30 goals in the back half of the year, I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Which in reality is 2.5 goals a game. And he was averaging, 3 last year?
Yeah.
More than that. But otherwise.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, pots and pans lotion lady?
I think you're right. I think it's too early to make that judgment call right now. This could be just a dip in form for him. I don't know.
Could be a dip in the lotion pit.
We're not. It could be. We're not. The forward line as a whole isn't functioning all that well. So whether once that comes together, he's a more integral part. We'll see.
I don't want to put it on one person either because we've talked about Fogarty in the last couple of weeks. We've talked about multiple people up forward. It's not just all on Tex, but I mean,
I think
apart from the coach of the forward line, it can't all just be him.
Do you know where it changes? Is when Thilthorpe gets back, because then Tex is getting the ball closer to goal. Because where Tex is getting the ball now is where Thilthorpe usually gets the ball.
Yeah.
So then he was turning and hitting Tex, and Tex, I don't care what anyone says. Like I'll fight anyone on this. From 60 to 80 meters out, Tex is the best kick in the competition. Both sides of the body, he'll find you whenever. Like he's got the tendency to mung one every now and then, but he's the best kick of the footy around that, like best decision maker, everything like that. And I think he's getting too far out of that zone at the moment.
Can I ask a question from the lotion pit?
Yes.
Who has impressed you or unimpressed you more this year, Tex or Fogarty?
Fogarty.
Fog. With the unimpressed side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why are we so hyper-focused on Tex?
I say Fogarty because he's young and he's supposed to be coming into an age where he's supposed to be doing better.
And Tex's ceiling is higher.
And Tex will find it impossible to maintain where he was last year, but he's also 33, 34.
Yeah.
And at this stage, he looks like he might only kick 35 goals for the year, which is half of last year.
I think it's a bit of the expectation
Mm.
thing where like last year we were good and now we're shit, so it feels worse. Whereas Tex was very good last year and now a bit shit.
It'd be unrealistic to expect Tex after last year to kick 60 goals this year. I didn't think so, but I thought he'd be at least 50, which is 2 goals.
Mm.
I think it's just hard to see Tex struggle with form when it's all said and done. Like, he's the Crows' leading goal kicker of all time.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably, arguably, you'd put him in the top 5 Crows players all time, just on the fact that he's kicked the most goals. So to see him struggle with form and like a little bit of his body, like, so it's just tough to see him like that. So it's more in the forefront than Fogarty, who fights contest after contest. Like, you can see that Fog's trying every time he goes near the ball, just doesn't come off his way sometimes. So
I think the other reason I say it is because Rory Sloane definitely will not be there next year.
100%.
So, I mean, Tex and Sloane going out together, just
there'll be some tears at that motorcade, won't there?
Tell
the
you
fucking
what.
oath there would be. But I mean, if they both go out together, then it's essentially, then it is a brand new start in terms of.
Yeah. If it gets announced, I'll be travelling to Sydney for our last game. Assuming there's no finals.
Yeah. They couldn't. Surely they'd do it the week before here.
Yeah, you'd think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck getting a ticket to that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, let's move on.
Indeed. Let's move on to the Bungee medal. Current standings, we have Isaac Rankin and Matt Crouch tied at the top with 6 total votes. Saligo in second with 5, and Max Michaelini and Keane in third with a total of 4.
Something tells me that's about to change.
I do agree. I will start over with Elodie for her 3-2-1 because I haven't prepared mine and I need a bit of time.
Jesus, I didn't know I was part of this. I'm on
You're
camera.
always part of this.
I'm definitely not prepared, but I can definitely.
Sure. Do you want to start with Cream and then we'll work our way back around?
No, we'll be right. I think is 3 the most? Is this a brown
Yes.
list?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I don't even know the voting system. This is
This
way
is,
behind.
This might shock you, but 3 actually comes bigger than 1.
Okay, that's why we lost, because 75 is less than 70.
Correct.
It's got to go to Dawson, right? He's, quite clearly had his best game of the year. He was in a little bit of a dip of form, so it's good to see him bounce back. 2 goals. Everyone that traded him out in fantasy was not very happy, but that's all right. That's life. After that, it's got to go close second. It's got to be Saligo. I think, definitely played his heart out. Good to see him in the middle, getting some of those CBAs and running around kicking a goal.
That important stat.
Yeah. And other than that, Riley O'Brien.
I don't even want to write that down.
That one play where he got the forward, sprinted towards goal and shanked it, just fucking went straight out of bounds. I was like, oh my god!
I don't think I've ever seen so much hate for Riley O'Brien as right now, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
You know what
He's
the
leading
main
comp in
hate is?
hit-outs and hit-outs to advantage.
The main hate is just the marking.
It's just the marking.
It's just the marking. Everyone is not happy about that.
You just pick a stat and then just pick on them for it, which it's fair.
Exactly right.
Yeah, I'll take it away from Rob. I'm gonna give it to Rochelle because I think he had a good game and I think he it's a little sympathy vote for him.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
Happy clapper.
Just love my boys.
All right, Cream, who are you going with?
3 votes Dawson, 2 votes Saligo, 1 vote Nankervis.
2, Solly 2, takes into 4, Nank with 1. Yep, Ray, who you got?
I'm going 1 was, 2 Max. I thought they were outstanding down back. And then 3, he's got that case of the Shirvigo, so it's got to be Dawson.
All right. Jade, who you got?
I've got 3 for Dawson, 2 for Saligo, and 1 for Keane.
All right. 2 for Saligo. 6. Sorry, just doing a bit of quick math here. No surprises. I've also gone for Dawson with 3, which gives him a clean sweep with 15 total votes. Saligo with 2, which lands him in second with 8. And I went with Worrell with 1 as well as Ray did. So Dawson gets the 3, Saligo gets the 2, and I think it would be Worrell with the 1 with his 2 votes.
So Shirvigo goes to the lead with 6.
He does. 7 even.
That'd be probably about right on the Club NF. You'd have to think that Sligo's winning it at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should just let us do it.
I mean, it's basically the same thing, isn't it?
Why not?
Do you want to put that added
Audience
stress on
vote.
it? I like to make dick jokes. That's it. I don't want to be worried about a jacket.
Honestly.
It's a pretty ugly jacket. So.
Now to present the club champion jacket, Matt Shirvigo.
That's quite the clothes hanging you've got there, Matt.
Oh,
No hands. How's he carrying that jacket?
Magic.
Moving swiftly along, we're going to jump into the feedback from all of you lovely listeners. Now, the voicemails aren't working at the moment for us, so you'll hear those at the end of the pod. Thank you all very much for calling in. And if you wish to call in at any time, 82465498, whether you're watching us demolish the Roos in Tasmania or if we're getting demolished by the Roos in Tasmania, let us know.
And I'm talking to you, Max. I want to hear you call in again this weekend.
Indeed. I'm interested to see if he called in this week. Now, full-time post. I think it was Ray on it. Sam Draper has just become the first player to hatch an egg or a football. Congratulations to him with a photo of a chicken. The morning after post we will pull up here. Brad Henderson says, morning after. Reality is we are way off. Quarter 3 looked good because they took the game on and then it never really got going again after that. Essendon kicked 18 behind, should have had us on toast at quarter time. I agree here very strongly. We went away from that attacking mode of play and we just didn't win. It's interesting that the one game we won, we played attacking, and the other 5 we've lost while playing a defensive style of game.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Jarman Delitz says, AFL, we're sorry we cost you the finals last year. As a way for making up for it, we'll give you more Friday night games so the entire nation can watch us screw you this time around. Good stuff. Tommy Foreman says, defence needs work. Every kick in was bomb long to the rucks. Rob couldn't catch an STD in a Bangkok brothel, never mind the ball. They made sure they had extras, and every time it came back in just as fast. Even the commentators were calling it. If you're going to do this, at least have your ruck near the boundary to force the throw in, not right to the corridor. Very well said, Tommy. And
no, I disagree. Because if Rob doesn't catch a STD in a Bangkok brothel, then that's good work from him.
That's very true. That's nimble work if he can avoid it.
If you're avoiding them in there, you're going good.
Very good point.
I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
Kat sums it up very well and says, I feel like I'm in an emotionally abusive relationship. Sums it up perfectly. That was all from Facebook.
Call in if you need help.
Well, actually, there was plenty more from Facebook. We'll move on to another platform.
Yeah,
Jade?
over on Twitter, there's a few unhappy people over there.
That's very unlike
we've
Twitter.
got Tim J. Stewart. He said, omitted O'Brien, Smith, Nankervis, Cook and McHenry. Lucky to stay in the side. Laird and Rochelle. Rankin, Saligo, Rochelle and Keys to play through the mid and forward line. Crouch centre, Berry on a wing. Dawson to play on the ball and do as he likes. Laird to play halfback for Smith. All right, Tim Stewart is our new coach.
Fuck, he lost me very early with the Nankervis, but he got me back in board with that comment. But
Yeah,
fuck, that's a
interesting.
stinker.
I thought I'd mention that one because, the Nankervis and Laird as well. Interesting points there.
Give us a call, Tim. We want to know what you're thinking with the Nankervis dropping.
Adzi90 says, have lost whatever we had last year. Mentality is off and a lot of dead wood in that list. Coaching has been poor and needs to go back to basics maybe. Like you said, I don't even know. And then really it's just everyone saying we suck. D McCann 65 says, we are further away from a premiership than at any time in recent memory. Skills horrible, coaching horrible, and the ability to blow every opportunity predictable. Did you watch the 2020 season?
Yeah, I was going to say, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Did you watch the 2020 season? Because I'm telling you, that was much, much worse. I'm just seeing if there's anything on the morning after post.
I love labelling it that. It just makes it sound so much different from a footy game.
Trent Brace, he says, the easy way out is to say a non-call cost the game. Unfortunately, there were a number of simple errors late that prevented a win. Essendon's goal kicking let them down, but the Crows' pressure to keep coming was a positive. With maturity and balance, close losses will become good wins. And yeah, really, everyone else is just angry. So not much positivity over there.
On Twitter? No way.
I've got Instagram. I've got another day, another Crows were robbed headline by Leah Loaf. I've got where was last week's run and gun effort by Homer James. I've got feeling robbed but also didn't play the best. Too much flat foot waiting for the ball arrive rather than attacking the ball. Still so much to do by Paddy_Melon.
Yep. Okay.
And I've got we're further away from a win than my third leg by Matt Shirvigo. And
That's pretty close.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I've got why is Jake Shirvigo the only player that has consistently played well all season? Seems like he's the only one carrying his weight right now.
Jesus.
That was by J.Allen05.
Harsh on King.
Last but not least, so disappointed. Embarrassed again on the Friday night stage. Want to be angry at the umps, but really we were so bad for most of the game and it's completely our fault. At Jason R_166. That was Instagram.
It's relatively level-headed.
Yeah.
I think the thing about the umpires is it wasn't what cost us the game. It's just another frustration that just leads to.
Yeah.
Has
Well,
anyone
you
else
look
seen
at a reason to blame.
Has anyone
It's the
else seen
easy
the
option.
conspiracy that all these 5AA listeners keep on ringing up saying that it's because we
The
wear white shorts?
Yeah.
What? Does anyone have any more context to that, or is it just
No.
old people being
No,
old
I think
people?
it's just one guy. The same guy just keeps calling up, and now people are calling up because the Kick It Forward podcast started talking about it. So now they talk about it every week and update as to whether the guys called in and whether
Yeah,
we've
right.
won or lost or whatever.
Okay.
So,
Damn.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you everyone for your feedback. As I said, listen to the end of the pod for all their voice messages or give us a call on 82465498 to share your thoughts. If you're interested in all of our Patreon shows, all the different episodes from the spicy pre-rolls to the Get Your Crow-ons to the what else we got up there? The Obscure Crows.
If you want to understand any of the Matt Shirvington references from tonight, you can hear that in the pre-roll.
Very much
Become
so.
a Patreon.
Previous pre-rolls, they don't need to be specific to time. They're always good to listen to.
Yeah.
Head to patreon.com/Crowject for as little as $1 a month. At this stage, we're just going to thank our $10 and above Patreons. We have got Jenny McArdle, Hayden Arthur, aka The Real Hilf, Jordan Marnie, Jess Cook, Dave Carnivale, Jake Bockove, Drew Corner, Sam Curtis, Sean Marie Davies, Brendan McGarrigan, James Payne, Simone McDonald, Jerome Withers, David Paul Clennett, Matt Roylance, Neil Roylance, and Andrew Patton, John T. Heath Moss, Charlie Guthrie, and Pele Biancardi. Thank you all very much for signing up and your continued support. Now, Jade, we had some news during the week. We have a new addition to the wardrobe, which is fucking hot.
it is very hot. Our first ever Anzac Day Guernsey.
Now, the
So-
Crows might not be good on the field.
Oh, but fucking look good on it.
Mate, off the field, they are fucking
Throbbing.
oh my God.
Humdinging.
Every release lately, and you can go all the way
It's
back
been a
to
full
last
release.
year gather round. Like
It's the
this-
best on the market.
Yeah.
The lot of Guernseys that we have this season.
Yeah, this year's Indigenous
on the
Guernsey
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
fucking sexy.
The Clash.
Mhm.
Clash is sexy.
Yeah, the lot of it.
They just can't get much better, can it?
Nah, it'd just be good to win in it.
Yeah.
You know what they say? Look good, feel good, play good, they pay good. So we just got to get through those steps.
Yeah,
So at the moment, we look good, we don't feel good, and we don't
they
play
just
good.
circled look good.
Yeah.
They're just like
That's it.
7 times.
Yeah.
Like, right, fuck, we're done.
We still
because-
look good.
And the circles become so big that it's scribbled out the rest of the
Yeah.
lines, so they don't know there's more to do.
Exactly.
Now, also, a couple of players got sanctioned for a few incidents over the weekend. Ray, do you have the mail on Dorse, Rankin, and Shirvigo?
I don't, but I just wanted to point out the fact that it was a targeted attack here that everyone else says sanctions for Dorse and Rank. and mine says sections.
Oh, fuck.
Missing an
That's right.
N.
Jade
That
knows.
explains everything.
Jade knows what happened. What happened, Jade?
They got sanctioned. What?
So,
What was I meant to say?
Jordan Dawson copped a fine for careless contact with an umpire. Mark Keane got fined for tripping, and Isaac Rankin got fined for rough conduct.
I didn't have that at
Well,
hand.
You can't be held responsible when you've got a flaring case of the Shirvigos. You can't be held responsible for just bumping into
Yeah.
someone.
And that's the thing.
Tables.
Honestly, Keane's third leg's hanging out, and he's tripping over the third leg. It should only be the first and second leg you get fined for.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Also-
it's going to be a tax of that.
Can I just say, I haven't seen many clubs, Elodie, correct me if I'm wrong, fighting suspensions this year, because don't they have to pay 10 grand if they fight a suspension and it doesn't get up?
We've had 2 today that have fought suspensions.
Is that
Right.
GWS,
Yeah,
right?
I guess I'll go fuck myself.
but as a whole this year, I
Yeah.
agree. You're
I
right.
think
But what about Charlie Cameron's Good Guy Act?
Well, it's like since they brought it in, I feel like we have so much less tribunal cases
Yeah.
these days.
David Zeta's almost out of work.
That's the thing. The AFL have to make their money somehow. Let's just fine everybody for little shit. We'll just give them $1,500 here and there.
Yeah, no one's going to dispute it.
Nah.
It's
but
like
he
those-
makes a
These
good
footy
point.
players make 30 grand a game. They'll be right.
It's like those scammers that just like pillage your account for like 70 cents. And
Yeah,
then next week
yeah.
they'll go to $1.40. And then, yeah, before we know it.
Yeah, before you know it, it's February and Blockchain Harvest takes $160 from me. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Correct.
Indeed, very well said. Now, we'll go over the SANFL really quickly. The Bays defeated the Crom at Glenelg Oval on Saturday or Sunday.
Saturday afternoon.
We were 10-8-68 to Glenelg 16-10, 106. Burgess and Smithson kicked 3, Himmelberg 2, Dowling and Pedler 1. By all reports, Billy Dowling put in another shift, another good game, bashing down that door. I don't think the door's not on hinges anymore. They've had to
Nah.
replace it. It's just kind of standing there, but we'll see if anyone
Do you want
answers.
to play your first game in Tassie though?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you know who else had a very impressive game? Oscar Ryan.
Yes.
He was that bloke taking it pick 28, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think I read over the stats today. Have we got them here?
We don't have the
Correct
SANFL
me
there,
if
but
I'm
I
wrong.
did see them earlier.
22 touches, 10 rebound 50s.
I believe you're
It's not a
correct.
memory.
rebound 50s.
That's a double-double in basketball
It's a
terms.
double.
He had 21 touches, 3 marks, and 5 tackles. in
What about the
game.
rebound 50?
He had 10 rebound
That's
50s.
the most important part.
We only care about rebound 50s.
So he was taking it out of there, which is good. Means
Yep.
he's showing run and dash, and I didn't actually get to see the game, but you can't take it out of there 10 times if you don't know how to move.
Billy Dowling, 27 disposals, 17 kicks, 1 mark, 10 hand passes, 6 tackles, 8 clearances,
Yeah.
and a goal.
So when are you going to be ready, mate?
Has
what,
to be an
Ryan.
in.
what do you want him to do? Get
Mhm.
40 and have 12
I've
to
seen him
15
do it.
clearances?
3 times
I've
in a
seen him
row,
do
do a
it.
blood ritual, witnessing the
Yeah,
clips.
also Luke Pedler, 20 touches, 1 goal, 4 clearances, 6 tackles. Pretty good game from him as well. Harry Schoenberg, first game back, 19 touches, 3 clearances, 3 tackles.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Mm.
they're not going to
Decent.
bring.
They're not bringing Schoenberg back.
No.
Excuse
not
me.
yet.
I don't think they're bringing Dowling back in this week if Matt Crouch can come back.
Yeah.
They won't bring them both in, will they?
No, exactly.
No.
Right.
No.
Probably take Shoal out and put Crouch back in, like for like swap from last week. And Berry
Dan
wasn't
Curtin.
incredible.
Mm.
They might.
Yeah, and he hurt himself. He got subbed out.
Yeah,
injured.
Yeah.
yeah, he did.
So
So maybe we'll shuffle the magnets.
maybe it's just,
I don't think they like
Berry out
Scholl.
for Crouch.
So maybe they'll just take Barry for Crouch and just leave Dowling out. I hope they don't know.
Daniel Curtin, 11 disposals. Everyone's been.
Yeah,
absolutely
he got
touched.
played at full back.
Yeah, that's where he plays.
Yeah, but like
Oh.
on a big forward, there was no.
Yeah.
He was chucked down at full back and didn't get to move basically. So
Is
I
it
don't know.
on Liam McBean who kicked 5?
I believe it was.
Yep.
Yeah,
5 goals, 3.
not great.
So, yeah, I mean, there's people knocking for positions, but not everywhere on the field.
No.
Oscar Ryan is just a kid. Like,
Yeah.
You can't throw him in just yet. I wouldn't
Oh,
have
no,
thought.
no, I wouldn't, but it's definitely promising. Like,
Oh, definitely promising. Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Case of Shirvos has just been caught over here. Anyway, we'll move on from the SANFL to a favourite segment as Craig composes himself.
Oh,
over
yeah.
here. We're going to move on to Fantasyland. Now, someone will stitch in the music at this point because we don't have it on us at the moment. Elodie,
We will not have Race doing the song music. Hello.
what's happening in Fantasy, Elodie?
What's happening in the lotion pit?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lotion pit.
Over to you in the
it's-
lotion pit.
It's nice and moist over here.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have been talking about an ex-athlete's dick the whole episode. I'm not allowed to say the word moist.
We never said that specifically.
No, I can't believe you drag it down to the gutter.
You guys are just a big fan of Sunrise or no, surely Sunrise.
Yeah. When we talk about catching a case of the Shirvos, it means that you become really good at presenting morning breakfast television.
Yeah.
With a massive dick.
And it means that I can suddenly run short distances very well now.
With my drag parachute.
I'm good at a 4x1 relay.
What's
Oh,
happening
man.
in the moist lotion pit over
Speaking
there?
of fantasies from you guys, let's talk about fantasy football.
Can I ask you one question about your fantasy football?
Yeah, go on.
Who is the fantasy football player, the version of Matt Shirvigo at the moment? Who's got the biggest case of the Shirvos in fantasy?
Oh, I reckon.
Heaney?
Yeah, maybe Heaney. Heaney's got a bit of Sherville about him, actually.
Heaney or Sheasel?
Heaney or the Shees,
Yeah.
Both been going like for like.
He or the Shees sounds like a bad children's cartoon series. Heaney and the Shees. Heaney and the Shees. Cleaning up the mess when other people leave.
I feel like Heaney is the surprise Sherv, whereas Sheasel is like the. He's just
Expected
the She was the Sherv all along. We all knew he was the Sherv.
Shees is like, we knew that was happening. But Heaney's like, you pull the pants down and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, that's what you're packing.
Yeah.
Heaney to lead the Brownlow after round 5, just quietly. That's the shortest bet all year, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'd
he's
imagine
a
so.
cracker.
Because, surely he'd get best on again on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fancy DPPs came out, which means the dual position
I've
players.
seen videos about
that. So those positions have been added to some players. The most relevant probably Nick Martin, who has had defender added. Some of the others.
Riley Sanders, if Luke Beveridge will play him.
Matt Roberts.
Riley Bonner. No, Charlie Combin has forward and defence now, I think.
Matt Roberts is good.
Matt Roberts, yeah. There's a few.
Hayden Young.
Yeah, few good there. So, take a look at that. See if you can mix up your team with that.
Question.
What else is happening?
Would you bite on any of the defenders that have gained the mid DPP? Or do you just leave them alone considering they're more valuable in your defence?
I'm
than
leaving
your
it alone.
If you've not got
Yeah,
Hayden
not my
Young,
thing.
then it's probably,
Yeah, I'm not biting anyone.
probably a bit much to bite on, but he would probably be the one that you'd look at.
But
averaging,
but I guess
99.
you're not. Yeah.
You're not taking that as
Like if you've got him in your
ooh.
defence, you're not moving him into your midfield. You just keep him as a
Yeah.
defender.
No.
Yeah,
No,
not
of
unless-
course not. Yeah.
Not unless you need to shift some rookies around.
Yeah,
but
unless you
our
want to do a bit
midfield
of that.
rookies are pretty, pretty happy. So you got a Harley Reid, you got a Sanders, you got a
Yeah, I feel mids are quite stacked at the moment. So
yeah.
Has the McKercher bubble burst?
I think so.
I think so.
His break even was 85 on the weekend, so he's gonna. I don't know how much cash he lost.
Yeah.
I jumped off him last week, but it wouldn't have been pretty.
My dilemma at the moment is Luke Jackson. Had a cracking start to the year. Fucking Sean Darcy.
It's the fucking Sean Darcy curse. I'm sick of this big lanky fuck. He should have gone back to Geelong last year. I don't know why they didn't send him back.
Yeah,
I've got Luke Jackson in a
off.
super coach keeper league. He's injury prone all the time. They were playing great footy without him. He comes back and he gets massive fantasy numbers, but the team loses to fucking West Coast by 8 goals. Oh, but well done to you, Sean. You played a great game.
They need to stop talking about the 2 ruck dilemma. There's no 2 ruck dilemma. 2 rucks doesn't work. Like
yeah.
Grundy and Gordon, the 2 best rucks in the comp. They
Didn't
couldn't
work.
play together. It didn't work. Darcy and Jackson. It's not going to work. It never works. It's not ever going to work. So
It's like
stop
Cameron and
trying it.
Cox. Cox is a forward. He plays as a forward like
Yeah.
80% of the time.
Mm.
And in the Western Bulldogs, like Darcy and English. English is like 80% ruck. You can't have two ruckmen and try and go 50-50 and have them both up forward 50-50. It doesn't work.
No.
Yeah. This is a real sore point for me because I was going to trade Jackson to Heaney over the weekend, but now I have both Tom Stewart and Zach Williams injured in my back line, so I'm not going to be able to get rid of him this week. So that he's just going to drain money. And
I think there was an injury cloud over Hayden Young as well, right?
don't say that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that,
hamstring.
I think they're saying he should be okay, but it might be something going on
He will
there.
be okay.
He will be.
There's no questions.
The other one a lot of people are looking at is Jack McRae, which
Oh, yeah.
I just, anyone coached by Bevo, I just don't want to go anywhere near. Like, it's just, he'll have like the best game ever and then he'll be sub next week.
He'll sub him after 7 minutes of the
Okay,
game. No,
yeah.
not because he's injured, just because.
Yeah, he's got 129 fantasy points. And yeah, what are the chances he's probably just going to be subbed?
I feel like there's so many Western Bulldogs players that'll be shaking in their boots. Like, how's fucking Bailey Dale on
Yeah.
the weekend? He starts the weekend before a sub and then he comes out and has 39 touches and scores 160?
It's just wild, isn't it? It
I
doesn't
think
seem to be
Bevo's
any-
trying to scare them into playing well. Like, because McRae was the same. He was the sub and now he's come out and scored 130.
Yep.
Pretty much saying, if you don't play well, mate, you're out of here.
Yeah. I guess if you're always on the chopping block, then
Yeah.
yeah.
But you can't have half your group walking around on eggshells.
No.
Surely it's not good for their confidence long term.
And for their feet.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't think it would hurt your feet that bad walking on eggshells, would it?
Be a few sharp bits in there.
I don't think it'd be comfortable.
If you get a cut, you get
It's not
salmonella.
Lego. Could you get...
Also,
Hang on.
Libba shaved his head.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
see
Like,
that.
Proper shaved.
Oh.
I'll get
Really?
the photo home.
Yeah, that's it.
Has he got a Simpsons tat under there somewhere?
Ugh.
Probably.
I forgot where I was going with.
Salmonella.
Oh, salmonella. Let's ask the medical professional on the pod because as we've worked out, I've only watched ER, not on ER. Can you get salmonella if chicken juice or egg juice gets into a cut?
Oh, that's a good question. I would
'Cause
say
it's not a stomach
probably,
thing, right?
yeah, I'd say probably no, but we could try. We could do a.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm willing for a day off
I
work.
don't mind it.
Oh.
It kind of suits him, actually, I feel.
He looks like he wears
Yeah.
tap out t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks tough.
And the shorts to go with it.
And a monster hat.
And TNs. It's like the white and silver TNs.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What
that's-
next?
That's Fansland, I guess. You should captain Max Gorn. You should captain Max
Against
Gorn
Richmond.
this weekend.
that's
Yeah.
all
Which
good
player should-
advice.
Vice captain him because he's going to be playing tomorrow night. Oh, tomorrow
Yeah,
night when you
do-
hear this.
Yeah, do that.
Then you can loophole him.
Indeed. Into
Wow,
probably
Ray
she's all
explaining
against
fantasy
us.
to me. This is crazy.
Yeah, I don't do it though.
I don't
I had
either.
Bontempelli still as my captain. Which,
I just leave mine on Zach Merritt now.
We're back to the best 22 now, which is good.
Yeah, the
Indeed.
fire rounds are over. Don't have to do all that stuff anymore.
Can I just say,
you're going to.
I actually got in trouble. I got in trouble in a fantasy league that I'm in. So it's a draft league. For loopholing someone. I had Zach Bailey, I think he was injured. And I brought in Blake Drury last minute to try and win a game. And they tried to tell me that I couldn't do it. It's a league where you can't loophole. You just have to name the fucking 15 players. And if they play, they play. If they don't, they don't.
Did you say,
And
can
you
you show
can't
me the
make any
terms and conditions?
any moves throughout the weekend, or you get accused of cheating.
Just accused, so there's no punishment, you just get accused?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
you get
didn't
a
end up
stern
winning
message.
anyway.
Suck you.
Yeah,
That's
but
literally the platform. That's the rules of the game.
that's the rules of the game. As Herm Edwards once said, I don't know if any of you know.
Who
him.
the fuck is Herm Edwards?
he's like a legendary NFL
Oh,
coach.
Herm Edwards.
Yeah. He said, you play to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the fucking first game of the round or the last game of the round. If I can find a way to get someone in my team to get me over the line, so help me God, I'm going to fucking do it.
We all stand with you, Cream.
Thank you so much.
I've always fucking loved that Herm Edwards guy.
I just recorded that whole thing and sent it into the fucking group.
Great call, that. Moving on from
Amazing.
fantasy land, we'll jump into Beryl and Cecil of the week, and as you can imagine, there were a lot about. I've picked out 4. Michael on Adelaide Crows Pride the Forum says West Coast are rebuilding better than us. They picked up one star kid. Majority of their list are in the twilight of their careers. They're not rebuilding better than us. Michael, pull your head in.
Give yourself an uppercut.
Yeah, yep, that too. Matt Jones, the morning after, says, hypothetical, would you trade Curtin to West Coast for the number 1 pick as long as they get it and Sid Draper? Curtin's not even played a fucking game yet.
Yeah, I know. That's a bit rough, isn't it?
Need to relax.
Jeez, Sid Draper's good, but you know, the way we're going, we're going to get him anyway.
Exactly right. Why not have both? MJ Rex Adu in We Fly as one, just plain and simply said before the game, Adelaide Crows, we are the win team. And
No, we're the lose team.
And this was probably the best one of the week. This is up there for the best one of
Was
the
this
year.
the one
honestly.
before the game?
Yeah. This is posted at 2 p.m. on Friday. Bernadine says, I want the Crows to win so bad. I'm having a hard time watching this game.
And what's the first comment underneath?
Daryl said, you would be having a hard time. Doesn't start for another 4.5 hours.
Was she watching like a replay on Fox?
Probably.
From like
It's the last
2003.
time
She's
we-
like,
yeah.
"Fuck."
Yeah.
2020 when we got absolutely humped into the ground. She's like, this is a tough watch.
I'm thinking like 2002.
Why did no one go to this game?
She's going, why the fuck is Matthew Lloyd back? He's getting off the chain.
Oh, my
It's like 2017 or fucking some. Mitch McGovern came back.
I'm having a real hard time keeping up with these trades. So that was Beryl and Cecil of the week. Nice to bring some humour rather than all the glum comments that were around, and there were plenty of those. So this week, Jade, you go to Tassie. Who are we playing?
yeah.
When are we playing?
We are playing North Melbourne Saturday afternoon at 1:15 p.m.
Do you know how to spell North Melbourne in French?
La North.
La North Melbourne.
La North Melbourne. I actually know some French and I didn't know that. So
I just made that up.
And in Spanish, El Kangaroo.
L North Melbourne.
Ray, I hate you. So yeah, I actually can't watch this game, which is probably a good thing.
Oh, that's a shame.
But yeah, look, I'm not gonna get my hopes up.
No.
To be 100% realistic, I don't know where it's gonna go.
Oh, yeah?
You know, sometimes, like, you know what I always say? Sometimes you've got to get down in the dirt with the poo slingers and sling some poo. And that's what we've got to do. We've just
Shouldn't
got
you be
to...
getting down in the poo with the slings?
Well, the poo's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
They're going to be slinging it back.
Yeah.
It's
just
an
gotta-
old-fashioned poop it.
I don't care if it's pretty. Sometimes we just got to sling some poo and get a win. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping for.
Indeed. So I'll go around the table. Elodie, who you got and how much?
I
And
have-
the kilograms of poo slump. This game.
Is Kelly Underwood commentating this game?
Probably. Let's be
yeah.
honest. It's going to be Dwayne.
This
Russell.
has
Absolutely.
written all over it.
It does.
Greenbird.
Yeah.
They just picked
Greenbird.
the biggest pro slinging game.
Honestly.
Greenbird versus Eyebright.
They just ship her
Every
off
week.
to Tassie for a North Melbourne game.
They probably
Kelly,
won't
just
even
get on
fly.
the fucking plane.
Probably won't even fly down there. They'll just make her do it in the studio.
Yeah.
I was at work setting a function with a couple of blokes yesterday while the Hawthorn North Melbourne game was on. And I can't fucking remember
There was
who
a
it was.
stinker.
Oh, I think it was like Josh Weddle or someone had just kicked a goal, and she's talking about his haircut, and she's something like, "Oh, don't know if I rate his haircuts the kind of mullet rat tail operation." And honestly, there was like 3 of us blokes at the same time we're simultaneous, like, "Shut the fuck up!" Oh.
Oh, there was another one.
Please.
She had Nick. I think Nick Larkey kicked a goal or something, and she goes, "He was the 73rd
Oh, yeah.
pick in the 2006 draft."
Yes.
2006.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jeepers.
Oh
going
no,
good.
Kelly.
Really aged
Poor
him.
Kelly. Poor Kelly.
Indeed.
So she
Um,
should start a segment every week, like players' haircuts, and just rate them. That seems like her kind of material.
That seems like great pre-roll material.
It actually does. We might write. You know
Yeah.
what? Next week we're taking that. We're
Write
still in
it
this
down.
segment, Kelly.
Best haircut.
All right. So Elodie,
Yes.
who wins how much and best haircut?
I reckon-
Whose haircut could you set your watch to?
I'm going to go Crows are going to win by 35 points. I'm hoping to see some fresh haircuts before the game.
Nah.
Who's got the potential to have nice hair? I've got to go with Berry. We'll go with Sam Berry. I
Yeah.
reckon.
Hmm.
I reckon he might. If he did like short sides. I'm definitely going with Sam Berry.
Beautiful. Cream, who you got?
With no conviction whatsoever, Crows by 7 points. What am I doing? Best haircut?
Yep.
Harry Sheasel for mine. He just looks like a professional operator. He looks like the kind of
He
bloke.
looks like he's got Lego hair.
He looks like he could walk off the field. Yeah. 30-second shower, chuck a suit on. He's ready to go to the Brownlow.
All right.
Clean cut.
I'm going Crows by 47. Best haircut. I'm appalled that no one said it yet. Worrell. His hair is so smooth. I just want to sleep in it at all times and just like rub it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a normal thing to say about a grown man, yeah.
But his hair is perfect at all times. And he like does the thing where he like brushes it back and you're like, oh, it's so cool.
I guess it works for
Nice.
Tasmania. It's nice and, it's warm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I'm going to go Crows by 11. And for me, best haircut, Will Hamill.
Rate it.
I reckon he could go for quite a unique style. I'd like to see him do, like maybe some like piggy tails, plaits, something like that. Could you imagine? Just, like,
Braids.
just strolls on out.
He could be on a Tresemme commercial, that bloke. I
Yeah,
reckon.
Mm.
yeah.
It's like, I'd want to see the helmet involved.
He should actually just
Like he's like
Yeah.
shed the helmet and
That's
now
it.
he's
it's like,
beautiful.
oh, slow motion.
Yes, slow-mo out of the helmet.
And then he runs straight onto the football field
Yes.
It's
and
like
kicks
all those
a massive
movies.
snag.
What's that girl from Anne Hathaway? How all of her movies are like, she takes off her glasses and gets her hair done and
Yeah.
she's beautiful all along. Will Hamill like takes off his helmet and he
Yeah.
was like got the luscious long locks. He's like, I was beautiful all along.
Yeah. Like, I couldn't have done this without Tresemme. And then he turns around, puts the bottle down, runs out onto the oval.
Also, if they're listening, Head and Shoulders, we'd be willing to work with you as well on
Yeah,
this
you
deal.
know, for any Pantene.
Yeah.
Anyone out there?
Garnier Fructus.
Indeed. I'm going the Crows by 28 and Max with the best haircut for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad.
Now, before we wrap up, does anyone have anything else to add?
Nah.
A few yeahs around the table.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, good.
Talking about the Tresemme ad though, I don't know, I can't remember which player it is, the one that's been doing the rug videos.
Liam
Is
Ryan?
yeah, oh my
Being
God.
held
Have you
hostage?
seen them?
No?
I love these rugs.
Yeah, and he does like he's doing an advertising
Is
for
it
action. She's
AI?
like, okay, go. And he's like, yeah, come down to the
Is he
rugs, yeah,
advertising a book?
50% off, yeah. And then at the end she goes, thank you. He's like, no worries. He's like walking over. He looks so upset. And I think he was doing like I don't know if he did another one as
Yeah,
a joke.
he did a second one. I don't know
Or
if that was
what,
the first
but-
one was really fucking bad. Let's do another one.
Oh
or-
yeah, I don't know, but it's
I've
yeah,
seen a
definitely
couple
look
of
it
ads
up.
for
I
a
think
book
it's
like
on the
that.
Forgotten Stars or No Context AFL
Yeah.
Instagram page, one of those. But yeah, some quality gear coming from that one.
Indeed. So maybe we'll record our own rug ad during the week and see how we go after.
And can I just say, while we're talking about quality gear, after Saturday night's game, West Coast and Freo, they were interviewing Jake Waterman
Mm-hmm.
because he's had 2 ripper weeks. I think he's kicked 12 goals in 2 weeks. Very funny man. I think it's on 7 AFL or the AFL. If you get a chance, go and watch the interview. They ask him point blank. They're like, Harley Reid's just taking the piss, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
He's like, oh shit, yeah. Yeah, no, very funny. And then they tried to say that the only woman he could get to the Brownlow with him when he gets invited is his mother. It's a very funny.
Nah, that was good stuff.
I like players showing their personalities.
It's good,
We
isn't
don't want robots.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, that pretty much wraps us up here for the Crowject episode 252. So thank you all very much for listening or watching or however you are digesting the content at the moment. Head over to patreon.com/Crowject for pre-roll, Fantasyland, previous week's pre-rolls, all sorts of stuff over there. Head to crowject.bigcartel.com for all of your Crom merch. Follow us on all of the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Crowject. Thank you very much to you, Jade, for being here.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Ray.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Cream.
Too polite.
Fuck you, Cream.
No, thanks, bro.
And thank you, Elodie.
Thanks, Priestlinger.
No worries at all.
That's what I want. Let's sign this off with strap yourselves in for a good old-fashioned fucking poo slinging.
Facts.
Get your slingshots out. Let's sling some poops.
Go, Crom!
Hi, Sam Draper calling. Profession sitting on sherons. Job done.
Fellas, I am absolutely shattered right now. Taylor Walker is walking around still looking for his cranium that was lost in the Southern Forward 50 at the Adelaide Oval tonight. And Sam Draper is sitting on a football like he's the goose that laid the golden egg. I tell you what, I can't keep doing this week in, week out. I'm going to have to hire a registered nurse to hook me up to life support every time I jump on and watch this football club, because they are making my little heart just beat and beat and beat. There could not be more blood flowing through my body right now. This is as shattering of a loss as I've felt for a very long time. But I've got nothing left.
Gentlemen, last week I rang up the program and said that I fucking loved football, and tonight is the complete opposite. The frustration I felt standing on the hill at Adelaide Oval defies any word in the English language. There's a couple of points that I really want to drive home. Number one, if I hear anyone blaming Matthew Nicks for that performance, I'm going to strangle them. Because for the love of Christ, if your team of elite athletes paid $400,000 a year can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn to save their lives, there's nothing a coach can do to change that. Decision-making was atrocious. The ball use was disgraceful. We should have lost by 10 goals, not one. And also, more importantly, anyone that says that Matt Crouch doesn't deserve a spot in the team, or that his ball use is not up to snuff, and he's not doing his bit in the midfield, I just defy you to have a brief sneak peek at, I don't know, any single ball up in this entire game, and ask yourself the question, fuck, what could we have done with that? Oh yeah, contested ball winner, that would have been nice. And I tell you what, if you're not going to play Crouch, you better bloody be playing Luke Pedler, because there is no one else in the team that can do that job, and we look absolutely atrocious and worse off for it. Good night.
Oh, g'day. I'm just calling because I got your number off Instagram. Mate, I'm so disappointed in the Crows. Like, where are we as a footy club? Like, we're 1-5, shouldn't have won last week. That was just luck, absolute luck. And we're 1-5. I thought we'd make the top 4 this year. You know, fucking joke, absolute joke. I think we need to just do a proper clean out, but leave Tex Walker there. As long as Tex plays, we're always a chance.
Sorry, folks. Just continuing on a little bit. Sam Draper, you're an absolute flog. How that doesn't get paid holding the ball is one thing. Umpires make mistakes. We get that. That's okay. But then you're on the ground mocking it. You know you did wrong. Pull your head in. And then when BT comes around and running Brian and asks you and shows you the vision, what more was I supposed to do? I don't know, mate. Not sit on it like you're fucking hatching an egg and then just do nothing to get rid of it. pull your head in ASAP. And obviously we know, that decision isn't the only reason why we lost the game. We shouldn't have been in that position to start with, but it fucking hurts that 3 times in the last 12 months we're going to receive an apology from the AFL to say that a mistake was made. And what does that get us? Absolutely fucking nothing. Goodbye.
Yeah, guys, I don't know what to think about that. That was just, I don't know what you call it. We were fucking robbed. Hard to put into words, to be honest, Rochelle was lively, but then fourth quarter went missing, dropped a couple marks. Fogarty needs to go. He just hasn't turned up all season, to be honest. Then I'm going to call it right now, and I know everyone's probably said it. Tex, he should have fucking retired last year. We became too reliant on him, and now look what's happened to us. We can't do it. Season was over from the minute Phil Thorpe did his knee. I don't know what else to say about the football club, but we're hanging on by a thread here. I know I am. But North Melbourne next week, I hope we can win. Harry Sheasel, mate, watch out. You're on. I don't know what's going to take this team to come back. I don't know if we need prime Mark Rashudo or prime Mark Bickley. We need something. We're off here. Lid's not off. Lid was off last week, but it's not this week. Lid might be off next week. We'll have to see what happens.
Good morning. Happy Saturday morning, folks. I'm currently sitting at work on 2.5 hours sleep. The Crows depressed me last night. I don't know what the issue is. We just can't perform basic tasks anymore, and it's depressing. I don't know what's happened to this team. It was hard to watch last night. Other than that spur of 6 goals in a row and watching Dawson get back to his best, it was a tough watch. Ned McHenry, you can go back to the SANFL. Laird, Smith, a few others, just not performing up to standard either. Shelley, hopefully he has charge left in his nightlight for the upcoming nights, because he shut the bed twice there in the last quarter, which was very disappointing. And I love the kid, but that was tough. Thought the season had turned around last week, and then we come back and dish this up. Predictable, but still hurts nonetheless. Anyway, I would say enjoy. There's nothing to enjoy at the moment. Go Crom.